happy Sunday and welcome to the great Cicada Massacre of 2024. It is the glorious 2nd of June, and I have already had multiple impacts on my truck that sounded like it was gravel, but I know instead it was actually me smashing into cicadas at highway speeds, and no doubt causing said cicada to explode. Even at construction zone speeds, still going to make them splatter pretty good here. And of course, now that I'm actually recording out my windshield, it is now unlikely that you will hear, or perhaps even see, any of these impacts on my truck. I can see the occasional cicada flying across my line of sight here, the path of my travel, but fortunately for the cicadas in question, they appear to be clear enough, either altitude-wise or laterally left and right, that an impact won't happen, which is nice because I already have a ton of bug guts and bug parts on different parts of my truck. This poor beast is in dire need of a wash, but because we're dealing with the cicadas right now, I'm kind of finding it difficult to justify the expense of a truck wash when I'm going to immediately drive straight into some sort of insect swarm depending on where I'm at. Now, I don't know if this is going to be typical of the entire area of Chicago. Oh, there was one. Or if this just happens to be this unique stretch of region in Chicago with cicadas, but I can hear them buzzing outside the truck, which is nice. Well, nice in the fact that I can hear stuff happening outside the truck. I don't have engine noise drowning out everything, which is always a pleasant factor of trucking. Not having engine noise, that is, in the cab. What else am I trying to talk here? Oh, right. Because up at home, the cicadas were not out in force, at least as of when I left home this afternoon. Now, depending on how the week shakes out, that could change. It could be changing today, for all I know. Right now, it could be different. I have no idea. But I have not looked up any kind of cicada forecast. All I know is that they're going to be around, they're going to be out, they're going to be loud. But beyond that, as far as which areas are going to be the most swarmed, so to speak, I really don't have any idea. But I hope for those of you who are in the path of the cicadas, where you're right in the heart of a cicada swarm, I really hope you can get some decent sleep and that the cicadas won't end up grinding your ears to nothingness before they end up disappearing in a month or so. The surprising thing is that this is actually I know for sure it's my second cicada swarm as a truck driver. My first was in 2021. Yes, the summer of 21. I was driving for GP Transco at that time, and I was actually out on the East Coast when they got their cicada swarm, because they had, for whatever reason, that particular spring, summer time frame, they just happened to be, it was their turn for a cicada swarm. And so Maryland and Virginia and Pennsylvania had a lot of cicadas that I smacked into with my Kenworth at the time. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. The bug swarms, they come and they go. I know that there are some guys out there who've experienced the true, the mayfly or those other really heavy swarms of bugs that they track them on radar. The swarms are so huge. I haven't seen that yet, and I haven't had my truck so thoroughly covered with bug guts that I absolutely was at risk of, you know, loss of traction on the road or the loss of visibility. I mean, I've had to stop and clean the windshield a couple of times, but I never was at a point where, oh yeah, I can't see, this is going to be a ticketable offense if a police officer can dig themselves out from of the bugs were long enough to spot me and then give me a ticket for not having a clean windshield, as it were, or whatever the true situation ends up shaking out as. I know it's a violation of some capacity, I just forget the exact nomenclature of how it's phrased, which, it's not in here or there, I suppose. But anyway, not that kind of swarm this time, but